Chapter 6, The Unexplainable Error. Thursday, 12:20 p.m. The lunch table, usually a stage for debate and intellectual sparring, was shrouded in a heavy silence. An invisible weight pressed down on them, the aftershock of a crisis that had erupted 48 hours earlier. Rohit, who normally led their discussions, stared blankly at the cafeteria wall, his food untouched. Richard and Sarah picked at their meals, avoiding eye contact. The ping of a news alert on Richard's phone sliced through the quiet. He glanced at it and let out a low whistle. The follow-up piece just dropped. Sarah looked up, her expression tense. What's the verdict? Are we villains or just idiots? Neither, which might be worse, Richard said, reading from his screen. In the wake of a dangerous failure, Emailwise has taken a necessary first step. The introduction of a transparent, rules-based safety system is a welcome, if overdue, addition. She's not praising us. She's putting us on probation. Rohit finally spoke, his voice low and strained. It's a fair assessment. We survived. We didn't win. Hung, who had been methodically eating, placed his chopsticks down. The journalist's initial story was a logical fallacy. She blamed the algorithm for a failure in the supplier's data. The oat milk formula changed. Our system received lagging information. Therefore, the root cause was external. You can't be serious, Hung, Sarah shot back, her voice sharp with disbelief. Did you not see the photo of the man in the hospital bed? We can't hide behind external data lags. The headline wasn't oat milk manufacturer fails to update API. It was, my husband trusted the Emailwise AI. It sent him to the hospital. The trust wasn't in the supplier. It was in us. We broke it. But the black box is the real problem here, Rohit interjected, rubbing his temples. When Anjali and her team did the post-mortem, they couldn't point to a single line of code. The AI knew he was diabetic, but it had also learned his preference for creamy textures from dozens of other recipes he'd saved. In that one specific instance, the model's weighting for his preference was infinitesimally higher than its weighting for the risk. It's not a bug we can fix. It's a million micro-correlations we can't even see. We built a system we can't fully explain. Richard leaned forward, his entrepreneurial energy completely gone, replaced by a grim pragmatism. And that's what the legal team doesn't get. Their first instinct was to blame the vendor and settle. A cold, clinical, soulless response that would have buried the company. We built the most personalized nutrition coach in the world, and our first instinct was to act like a faceless corporation. Because we are a corporation, Richard, Sarah said, her tone softening slightly, and this is the price of moving fast. We celebrated the AI's intelligence when it was creating perfect GTM strategies. We called it a sentient interface. But when that sentience produces a harmful outcome, we're left scrambling because we don't understand its reasoning. We're like parents of a super genius child who just did something terrible, and we have no idea why. The solution is not to understand the why of the neural network. That is a long-term research problem, Hung stated calmly. The solution was to build a system whose why is always knowable. A rules-based validation layer, simple, transparent, and auditable. If the user is diabetic, the layer blocks any recommendation with a glycemic index above a specific threshold. The logic is explicit. It is not elegant, but it is safe. Exactly, Rohit said, a flicker of his usual focus returning. It's a safety net. The AI still does its complex, personalized magic, but we've built a transparent cage around it for the most critical risks. We can't make the black box explainable overnight, but we can make our safety measures 100% accountable. And that became our story, Richard mused, connecting the dots. It's not a legal non-apology or an empty promise to do better. It's a concrete product fix. We admitted the AI is imperfect, and we built a new, understandable system to protect people. It's the only move we had. We're the conscience of the algorithm, remember? Sarah said, a wry, tired smile on her face. Turns out that's not a philosophical debate at the lunch table. It's shipping a rules-based engine at 3 a.m. while the comms team is fighting a 5-alarm fire on social media. Rohit looked at the faces around the table, the exhaustion, the lingering anxiety, but also the shared sense of having weathered the storm. Anjali showed me the dashboard this morning. The new safety check has already blocked 3 recommendations in the last hour. 3 incidents that will now never happen. He paused, the full weight of the week settling on him. It's not as elegant as a self-correcting AI, but it's the right thing to do.